What's up, guys? Today on How Not to Be a Goomba, we're just going to be talking about a little bit of personal stuff and something I think everyone everyone struggled with at some point in their life, and I think most people struggle with every day. And it's a question I know I've asked myself, and I still ask myself a lot, and I know a lot of people who ask themselves a lot. Who am I? Where do I go? What am I doing? What And they're torn between the conflictions of their responsibilities, what they want to do, who they think they are, what they think they need to do, who the hell they think they want to be, and they don't get an answer. I don't have an answer yet either. I've started narrowing it down a little bit and I'm getting a better idea. And there was 3 years after I got out of the Navy. I had no clue. Not a one. Nothing. I was in a hole. I lost my dream of being in the Navy and learning the lessons that Grandpa learned and using that to travel the world and see many different things, both good and evil. I lost that trying to do the right thing. Now, I could have done it better. I've contemplated many different ways I could have corrected the issue and not had that happen. And I've learned from it. I've grown from it. But comes back to that question. Who am I and what do I want to do? It's a tough one for anyone to answer. And I'm not trying to say that I even have the answer for you. What I do have is what I've done and how I've started to come across my own answers. And really, I just kind of started picking at a couple of my dreams and thinking what my ideal person would be like. I thought, all right, so 20 years down the road, dude has as much money as he wants, as just everything he wants. But what does that guy look like? What does that guy act like? What does that guy talk like? Who is he? I want to be the most interesting man in the world and see everything and have a story from everywhere. That's something I've wanted to do ever since I was a kid, but just traveling the world is not in itself conducive with eternity. I don't think that's my end goal. I don't think that's where I will end. I think I will travel and see the world and learn many, many things and have many, many experiences and become my ideal man. But how do I get there? How do I figure out who that guy is? What I did, I took all the traits I could think of and different things that I admire and would really like to be better at. Me, I'm not very humble. I can be, but most of the time I'm kind of a cocky prick. I'm not even a prick, but I've been told I walk the line between cocky and arrogant quite well, so woohoo. And being a little bit cocky is always fun. And it's been part of me, and it was for a while it kind of was a defense mechanism. It I wanted to keep people away because I'd been hurt so much and I just wanted people to fuck off. But that's not what it is anymore. So I did the opposite for a while as well and completely down on myself, completely I killed that for a while. After I got out of the Navy, I lost all of it. All of my confidence, all of what made me a happy, vibrant, just love life, carrying on person. I dropped it because I felt like I was wrong. I felt like if that's the person I am and that's the person that failed, then that's not me. I can't be that. But in these last 3 years, I've come to realize that no, yeah, I did some things wrong. Yeah, I could have done things a lot differently, and I could have saved my own ass and still been in the Navy, but I messed up. There's nothing I can do about it. So, got to move on from it and learn from it. And one of the things when I was in the Navy, I was so focused on trying to keep things hush hush and do things the old Navy way and keep everybody out of trouble. Didn't work. Ended up losing my ass for it. And I lost my ass because I didn't hammer down on all the little things that I needed to do. And it wasn't a lot. I wasn't any worse than anyone else, but it was enough to give them fuel to get rid of my ass. But I knew, as much as I did before I went in the Navy, as far as preventing myself from ending up in trouble, I didn't take the pride in myself at the time to continue to do that, to continue to ensure I did all of the things to make sure nobody could say a damn word to me about anything. And that's where I messed up. I let my own pride falter because I lost pride in myself. I lost pride in myself, big part in due to a bad relationship. And a bad relationship can mess you up more than any amount of time being single. I can promise you that. Because a year and a half long relationship fucked me up for a total of over 4 years. Finally getting over it and finally actually not moping over it anymore. Not resenting the situation for what it was. And again, it was me. I found a little bit of light in someone that was shrouded in their own darkness and they were being engulfed by it. And I wanted to save that light from its own darkness. And I did, which is why I stand by my decision because I managed to save someone from themselves. But at the cost of my own dream. So is that okay? Depends. But where does that line stop? I know a lot of people are actually good natured and go somewhat out of the way for some people. A lot of people aren't anywhere near as kind as we should be as humans. We should look to help our fellow man, look to teach each other, and look to learn from each other, and look to help each other in any way we can, because that's what being a good human and good person means. Not being a dick, not going out of your way to make people hurt, just being a good person. That's it. And there's a lot of bad out there. But the point is, who are you? Are you a good person? Are you a bad person? Are you humble? Are you cocky? Are you lacking in an area you wish to improve in? Are you excelling and overdoing something you wish you would stop? Do you not know which way to go? Do you have a bunch of things in front of you and have no idea what you're doing to do any of it? And you're just confused by which way you got to go. Best thing I can tell you is the one thing I've been doing is trust your gut. Be decisive. If you got a list of things coming up or a list of options, just pick one. It doesn't matter. Go with your gut. Pick it, take it, rock it. You got no options, nothing, nowhere, nothing. Figure out your next step. I found mine. Hell, mine came by chance. But I had the courage to accept doing something I had no experience in. And I got lucky and I was patient and it found me. So, what's to say something can't come your way too? There's always good and there's always bad. The more you look for the good, the more good you'll find. As long as you're focusing on the negative and worrying about the past, that's where you're going to be. I stayed there for fuck, almost 20 years. Really, almost 20 years. Well, no. Yeah, say 17, 18. Make it easy. But I found my next step. And I'm still working to get to that step. I should be getting my letter and my actual license soon, and I can actually take my step and move into my next chapter, into chapter 2 of this story. After that, I don't quite know. I have some ideas. I got some stuff I want to do and stuff I want to plan. And they're all steps I'm going to take. And if I fail in some of them, then I fail. But that's okay because I can learn from failing. If I do something and it succeeds, I can still learn from it and peg it for something that was really good and something I need to study and learn and do better at because I did good at it the first time. But I can't learn nearly as much from a success as I can from a failure. And that's one of the things I've always had an issue with. I've played things pretty safe and I've been able to not necessarily prevent all risk, but I've taken steps to ensure that I don't fail. Avoided some risks that could have been absolutely huge and amazingly profitable, but the risk was too great, so I didn't take it. Decisions of life. You have to be able to know what's really going on. I know at that point in time, I wasn't quite right in my head on something I had accepted, so I backed out of it. It didn't sit right. It wasn't my next step. So, what I want you guys to think about, what is your next step? What is your next big goal in your life? Just what do you need to do? Do you need to get a new job? Do you need to get in a relationship? And I wouldn't recommend that being one because searching for it will end up putting you with someone that isn't really meant for you. When when the time comes, it'll come, I promise. At least that's the way I'm believing and that's what I'm hoping for. Because I'm just hoping if I can get my own mind right and I can better myself and get to where I want to be, I'll find someone along the way or when I get there to wherever that is, that's right for me. Not worried about it before then. Whatever happens before then happens. But my end goal is my result and what I am at the end of the day. Who am I going to be in 20 years? Who's going to still be around in another 20 years? Where are you in 20 years? Where are you in 10? Where are you in 5? Where are you in 1? There's plenty of rags to riches stories and people that pull themselves up from nothing and just succeed. How do they do it? Persistence, determination, drive, obsession. There's so many different words and so many different terminologies and so many different things that are used to describe these people. But at the end of the day, they had a dream and they went for it. Nobody was going to tell them no. That is what they had more than anything else. The ability to be stubborn. and refuse to take no for an answer. So when you ask yourself, who am I? And you say, I don't know, don't accept that for an answer. Keep asking yourself. Start listing off traits of your own, things you're good at, things you're bad at, just anything and everything, and figure out who you are right now. Figure out the things you want to improve on. Figure out the things you want to stop. Figure out who that person in 30 years, if everything goes perfectly right, who you want that person to be. And strive to become like that person. Use yourself and your own ideal person, whoever, however, whether it be James Bond. Oh, hell, they're drawing a total blank. Any of your suave gentlemen or any of the ladies, anybody. Anybody you can compare yourself to or someone you admire. What do you want to learn and become like them? How do you get there? These are all questions that everyone should be asking themselves every day so they can actually get to the answer of who they are. Because that's the journey we're all on. That's the thing we all want to truly know above else and feel comfortable and confident in ourselves in knowing who we are. And the only way you're going to get that kind of answer is asking yourself and thinking about it. Focus on it. Yes, you may get information from others and you may learn things from others, but at the end of the day, you are in control of your destiny and you run this show. So, just a little thought. It's kind of where I'm at. I'm still trying to figure it out. Only 24. Hell, there's people I know in their 50s who still haven't found the answer. It's part of being human. That's part of our journey. I like it personally. I'm curious. Once I find that true answer and I see and I learn, it's going to be a damn good day. But all right, guys. I love you. Like, share, subscribe. If you need to talk, message me. Anything. Doesn't matter. We'll talk. All right. Peace.